This family never buys meat, but they have meat every time. The boy was puzzled by this. Where did the meat come from? So, driven by curiosity, the boy sneaked out of his room in the middle of the night. He decided to go and find out, but to his surprise, he discovered a big secret. The boy had just moved into a new home, but he couldn't be happy because this is the 10th time they moved. Just arrived at the new home, the boy felt strange in the house, but what was even stranger was his parents, because every night, his parents would call him to bed early. It was as if they were deliberately leaving him to do something untoward. That night, the boy did not sleep for a long time. Suddenly, he heard footsteps outside the door, so he got up quietly and followed them out. He found his parents opening the refrigerator. They were enjoying eating the meat inside, but the weird thing was, they were eating and making airy laughter at the same time. The boy was so scared that he ran back to his room, ready to get under the covers to suppress the shock. But as soon as he lay down on the bed, the whole bed turned into a pool of blood in the blink of an eye. The boy was completely submerged, but fortunately, it was just a nightmare for the boy. The next day, the mother took out meat and cooked again, but in the face of the meat from unknown sources, the boy did not dare to eat. Watching his father work all day in the basement, but never let himself go near, the boy decided that there must be some secret hidden inside. So at night, the boy sneaked out of his room, ready to go to the basement to see. But as soon as he came downstairs, he saw his parents' mouths covered with blood, as if they were eating each other. The sudden appearance of the son frightened the two people panic. Luckily, the mother reacted quickly enough, quickly carried the son back to the room. But this scene just now scared the boy did not sleep all night. The next day in class, the teacher asked the students to draw their parents in their hearts. The boy did not even think about it and drew what he saw. The teacher was shocked to see the red portrait he drew, so he rushed to the boy's mother to ask her about the family situation. But in the face of the teacher's questions, the mother was stammering, as if she was trying to cover up something. This family eats meat every day, but they never went to the market to buy meat. So where did the meat come from? This question has been bothering the boy for a long time, until this day at dinner. He finally could not resist asking his parents this question, but the mother suddenly changed her face after hearing it. The father also acted very serious, as if he was deliberately avoiding the issue. In order to avoid the son to continue to ask, the mother quickly let him go to sleep in his room. But the boy lay in bed but could not sleep, because he felt that his parents must have something secret to hide from him. So, driven by curiosity, the boy sneaked into his father's workplace and hid behind a pillar to find out what was going on. Not long afterwards, his father came in furtively. He first looked around cautiously. After confirming that no one was there, he went to a corpse. Then he took out the bag he had prepared in advance. Then he took out a scalpel to the body and began to dissect up. But in the middle of the operation, scissors accidentally fell to the ground. The boy saw it and secretly picked it up. Then when his father was not looking, he ran out. But on the way home, his father just happened to meet him on the side of the road. He told the boy to get into the car, but as soon as he got on the car, the boy found an extra white bag. He was curious and tried to touch it, but was then reprimanded by his father. When he got home, his mother came over in a rage, blaming the boy for running off alone. At that moment, the father suddenly interrupted her, told her to go to the car to carry things. The mother smiled with satisfaction as she understood the situation. At dinner, the table was filled with meat again, but the boy had no appetite for the meat. Suddenly, the boy accidentally dropped the scissors on the floor. He hurriedly bent down to pick them up, but unexpectedly his father also squatted down and also stared at him fiercely. The boy was so scared that he was frozen in place. He watched as his father picked up the scissors. The father asked him where the scissors came from. The boy had to lie that he had found them outside, but the father obviously did not believe. The scissors were inserted directly into the boy's dinner plate. The boy was so scared that he left the table, but soon he saw an even more frightening scene. The boy quietly opened the door to his parents' room, after confirming that his parents were asleep, then sneaked to the basement, ready to see what secrets are hidden inside. But as soon as he walked in, he saw a bloody kitchen knife. The boy suddenly became nervous. He cautiously walked backwards. Suddenly a leg fell on his head. The scene frightened the boy into a panic. He rushed back to his room, but as soon as he turned on the light, he found his father sitting on the bed, and a strange smile on his face. The boy took out the snacks in his pocket and said he was looking for something to eat. This just barely got by. The next day, the boy came to school and told the teacher what he saw last night. After hearing this, the teacher rushed to the boy's home. But when they came to the basement again, they found that it had been cleaned and tidied up. There was nothing unusual about it. But the next moment, a man fell out. The teacher was so scared that she screamed. At that moment, the father came back with his car. The two of them rushed to the outside of the basement. But because the teacher was slow to run in the back, as a result, as soon as he came out, he was knocked unconscious with a stick. In the evening, the parents cooked a barbecue at home while the father was bringing the meat over. The son, who was hiding behind the door, took the opportunity to sneak up on him, but his strength was too weak. He ended up being tied up instead. This is what happened. The father finally tell the long-hidden secret. It turns out that they are all ancient cannibals. They had always eaten human flesh, and as their descendants, the boy, naturally, he could not escape the fate of eating meat. After saying that, he picked up a piece of meat and brought it to the boy's mouth. The boy pretended to cooperate, but the next moment he grabbed a knife. The father was instantly enraged. He picked up his son directly. The mother was afraid that her son would be hurt, quickly grabbed the knife and stabbed the husband. The two soon wrestled together. After a tussle, the two men both disappeared, and the boy took the opportunity to escape. Finally came to live with his grandparents. Under the careful care of the two, the boy felt the warmth of home again, but soon after he went to sleep, his grandmother brought another meal. It was a burger with a lot of meat in it. The boy turned his head to look at the food aside and completely fell into despair.